I want to play one league of like red-black. Also, red-black definitely the rock deck to beat 4-color, and I've ended up making a couple small changes. I ended up cutting the second Hearse from the main. I ended up thinking that I like 1, but drawing 2 is awkward sometimes. You need it less with the 4 Voidwalkers. I do still have the second on the sideboard for like Murktide and Graveyard decks and Grixis Shadow. And oh, hold on. Okay, I spent time choosing arts this morning. I just couldn't find the deck in all my lists. I know Arlex said that the very spicy tweet that Saga was going to be better than Seasoned Pyromancer in most modern decks, and I think that in my experience that's just not the case. Yeah, Stream Deck updated. Okay, I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe I should have played Cliffs on turn 1 to be able to play Voidwalker turn 2 though. Kind of busy updating Stream Decker, I guess. Probably playing against it's probably Cabal Coffers. I think that they will never print another companion, and I think they shouldn't. I think that companions were drastically unpopular and were a big failure. Mono Black Coffers without Golos? Why would you not play Golos? Golos is the best card. I think Hearse would be a good sub for Endurance in Jund Saga. I just played 10 matches of Jund Saga with 2 Hearses main 1 side, so yeah. What new cycle of epic spells? I do hate the epic spells, but people do like them. Boy, do I hate the epic spells. Or at least like the only one that I've ever seen him play in Modern, the enchantment one. How would I design companions that have them fair power levels? I mean, people ask this question a lot. It's kind of surprising because like you have to make the deck building restriction really high and like Umori's, and then it's also true that I think none of them should have been hybrid mana. They should have all been actual 2 colors to make them more restrictive. Okay. Urborg definitely helps my mana. Wouldn't mind drawing a land to kill the Karn, but we'll see what they get with the Karn. Is there any upside to play green-black rock versus Jund? Yeah, if you play green-black, you get the privilege, the knowledge that you're a hero that gets to play the cool version. You get to play hero cards like Witherbloom Command that just like aren't that good, but you get to be the hero. Okay, so they got Sundering Titans. We can kind of assume that they have Cabal Coffers in their hand. They discarded a push. Hopefully their hand isn't push. I guess it can't be. It's Titan mystery card, so it can't be push Coffers. Titan. I think they're 1 mana short. Maybe I'm miscounting. 6. No, they have enough for Sundering Titan. So I don't have any mountains in play, so this actually only kills 1 of my lands. Just not really that big a deal. Not great for me either, but it's kind of fine. Yeah, I don't have any mountains. Yeah, so I think I like Voidwalker plus Liliana. Just get that last card out of their hand, and I can potentially Edict next turn. Or I can maybe even go Liliana Ultimate into Edict. Do Invoke Despair. Okay, I'm glad I blessed. Okay, we need them to break this turn, but if they do, we get to go Liliana Ultimate, and then we get to cast a Sundering Titan. They drew a Swamp for turn, we win. Awesome. So, I think we're going to split... Oh wait, they're just now clinging to dust? Oh, I guess they forgot to cling to dust. I did too. They exile Seasoned Pyromancer for life and not a card. And they float a mana. Okay. So I think I might get a little lazy and do this. But I think we can't lose if we split like this too. So, seems fine. Urborg with the coffers. Yeah, I can kill the Urborg with the Sundering Titan. But they've decided to. I guess I should float a mana. Doesn't really matter though. How many times is Sundering Titan gonna trigger, huh? Is this a concession lag? Okay. Cool. Feels good to be up a game against coffers. Needle should be pretty good against them. Ashiok is better on the play. I don't think I necessarily want them in the draw. Kind of interested in 4th Tourach. Interested in cutting all the pushes. All the bolts. Or I guess bolt kills Karn. Probably do want Alpine Moons. Probably don't want, I guess, yeah, they're not playing the reanimator version. Got 3rd Kroxa. Terminate worth it? I think that's some creatures. Good, I could see, there's probably a good case for not playing it. Let's keep this on the draw. Ashiok stops the search. Yeah, I know what Ashiok does, but on the draw it's really hard to stop Expedition Map. Can't needle it. First Terminate better than 3rd Bolt. I think that the 3rd Bolt's better. We have Terminate and Bolt in the deck right now, but the Bolt kills Karn, which is pretty important, I think. I guess we should have needled Tomb, huh? Great draw here, though. So they have Urborg Cabal Coffers. So they are going to be able to invoke some Despair. But next turn, if I go Voidwalker, I can sack Ragavan to the Invoke Despair, then I can cast my own Invoke Despair and catch back up on cards a little bit. But they drew Bloodchief's Thirst, which throws a huge wrench in my plan, I guess. So I guess now I have to just Kroxa, and I get to... I mean, they just have the Mazemind Tome. Pretty tough. Good draw for them. This Coffer's good against 4-color. Yeah, I think you're favored against 4-color with Coffers. I think that we Seasoned Pyromancer. Just getting these 2 cards out of the hand seems pretty nice. Feeling the Kroxa for next turn. Oh, I should probably sideboard out my Urborg, actually. What makes the deck a rock deck? So yeah, I'm surprised how often we get this question as for how often we've played this deck, but I usually would describe rock as black-based mid-range decks that use discard spells and removal spells as their interaction, backed up by some of the most efficient and powerful threats in the format. Is my my definition for a rock deck. Does it feel like the meta in the league's changed with all access token? Maybe like a little bit more 4-color, but not like a crazy amount. And I also haven't played against 4-color like very much like the last couple times I've played Modern. Although I've heard some stories about people playing against it some. What do they have for 3 mana? You think it's Rockless that could work well in Pioneer? I mean, yeah, red, black, mid range, rock, whatever is currently one of the better decks in Pioneer. So it's I think we've got 2 lines here. We can Tourach both of the cards in my opponent's hand out of their hand and then put Karn to 1 loyalty, or we can go play Voidwalker dash Ragavan, kill Karn, and we can Voidwalker Karn next turn. I think we should take the Tourach line, but it's kind of close. Right. Okay, draws a card with the Tome. Plays Bloodstained Mire for turn. As a follow-up. Another Mazemind Tome. I can't... It's weird that they're playing Tome over, like... Are they playing Tome over Profane Tutor or Golos? Because like, I can't imagine cutting either of those cards. They're also playing March of Wretched Sora. I don't know what that's about necessarily. Make Needle a creature. Push the Needle. Okay. They have to pop the map now, though. It's Takenuma. Okay, good play, good play. Although the Voidwalker helps against the Takenuma here. Clean blue tome over tutor because it's fairy. I guess I just kind of like, just you get to fairy sometimes. You have discard spells. I can't quite cast that Ugin. So what do I have in the sideboard if I cast the Karn? I've got Chalice, Hearse, Void Mirror. Casting the Karn, turning off the tomes seems fine. I guess what they could use one of the tomes. Fall of Gondolin, thank you for the 8 months. Appreciate you. Long time. I'm doing well today. Crispy, how you doing? Thirst the Voidwalker. So now that they can Takenuma. We know Takenuma is one of the cards in their hand, but it's also true that they don't currently have anything in the yard to use the Takenuma on. And then also Chainer, thank you for the 15 months. Thank you. Not a bad draw. Let's get in for 8 first. Got them dead next turn, potentially. They can't gain life off the tome yet. 6 mana. Draw a card. This is March. Yeah, March. A lot of life gained, huh? We were 6 down to 13 then. Is that lethal next turn still? 4, 6, 10, 12. One short. And the next turn they can gain life off the tome. 3 cards in hand. Lots of mana. More tomes. Tome doesn't look too bad here, huh? And still Takenuma mystery card. Feed the Swarm. They lose 2. Alright, no real line besides Denim and Hope. For 10 damage? No, sorry. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Down to 3, although they get to gain 4 off the Maze Mind Tome. Maybe they'll draw more Feed the Swarms. Expedition map can maybe find Field of Ruin. They took this line so fast. I feel like they're playing way too fast here, because I don't think the field does enough here to stop me. I think maybe they get second Cabal Coffers. Cabal Coffers number 2 is probably fine too. Yeah. So maybe start off with channeling Takenuma or starting off with just Tome. They currently don't have anything in the yard to Takenuma back, but they can hit something. Yeah, I think they should Tome first. Close game. Up to 7 life. Takenuma mystery card in hand, and then they can spend 2 mana to draw another card with the Tome. Channels Takenuma, completely bricks. Let's go. Took the line because they needed to remind it what's searchable deck. No, I think that they did it fast to try to find a Field of Ruin, but maybe I'm misthinking. Okay, gonna cycle the relic. 4 mana left. I'm not even sure that they can draw with just 4 mana. I guess Damnation. All right, don't find it. Want to know. You know, I'll say this too. Like, I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about how like bad the rock decks are in Modern. I see almost no one ever playing this deck. You know what I mean? Like this. I think on this channel, this has been like a long time conundrum where like this deck was like my most trophy deck during the trophy race by a lot, and then like I think it's always been well positioned in some moments, and for whatever reason, people just kind of refuse to play it. Have refused to play it all through MH2's history. But I really do genuinely believe in this deck, and If you like this archetype and you're frustrated about the 4-color matchup, like this is the list you should be playing. I think Grixis is a better matchup against 4-color than Rakdos. That's true, yeah. I think that is true. But it's not no. Actually, I would say that's not true. I would say Rakdos is better against Grixis. Grixis is better than Rakdos, but Grixis is better than Jund against 4-color. I think I'll trade Ragavan for DRC here. It can be expensive to rent this deck for people without collections. I mean, I don't think that it matters when, like, the decks that people are rent, like, people do rent decks and play decks that aren't this one. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna discard the Kroxa to Spyro. Yeah, it did win the Vegas tournament too. Like, obviously it is hyperbole to say nobody plays it. I shouldn't have phrased it that way, but like it's nowhere right now. It's completely nowhere, and I think it's very well positioned at the moment. And I know that I like kind of got burned off on it. I don't know if that's why it's been less popular because I haven't been playing it, but I just played it so much I got burned out. Feels bad when you play face up fair matchup. They give the worst of all the mid-range decks. I really don't think so either with the Tourachs. You're a Voidwalker deck. You're a Voidwalker deck. You're actually have a ton of game against the linear unfair decks. Yeah, that's just not true. Like, what this deck struggles against is Grixis and Jund Saga. That's always what Rakdos has struggled against. You're also not favored against Omnath, but you're way better against it than the other decks are. Yeah, it should be fine to go Kroxa, get rid of their last card, then Liliana the Shredder. Deck's also good against Murktide. Oh, cool. Good last card for them to have. We will also make the Milla card here at the Liliana, but we're super, super ahead. Why is Rakdos better than Grixis against 4-color? This card is a big chunk of the reason you main deck 3 Tourach. This is like I think this is the best card or one of the best cards you can play as a black-based decks against 4-color, and you're really good at getting to main deck them and supporting the restrictive mana cost here. I think I didn't here. But also like the low to the ground mana curve, the access to Den of the Bugbear. Like these cards are also like a big part of it. You get to be a bit more aggressive. Voidwalker is also like sometimes really good against them. Obviously it can be fragile, but paired with discard spells, all of a sudden you can like take their Omnath, take their Ridden 6, outgrind them. Like Voidwalker is like way better than Tarmogoyf against 4-color. Okay, up a game against Murktide. We'll bring in 3rd Terminate, 2nd Hearse, and then I think that I am going down 3rd Inquisition, 4th Voidwalker. Maybe on the draw. So on the draw, I probably want 4 Inquisitions, and then on the play, I want the extra Voidwalker. I used to have more cards for this matchup, but I've just been like winning against it a lot, and I think it's still like favorable with all the Terminates and stuff, despite Voidwalkers being awkward sometimes. I don't usually slide an Ashiok against 4-color. It's mostly for Titan, but I maybe don't need the Ashioks in the sideboard because Titan matchup's not that good. Good mob replace Liliana. Liliana's better than Obnixilis. No Boyle. I don't usually bring in Boyle against Murktide. Like they have a lot of Spire Bluff Canals, and it can be kind of slow, but it's also like it also can be really good. It's a really high variance card. Been liking Dreadbore in the list when I play. I think okay, so Dreadbore is like kind of nice against the 4-color matchup, but the problem is that Dreadbore is so much worse against Murktide, Hammer Time, and Titan than Terminate that I just can't really get behind it. What do you think of a couple Ob on the board against Burn? I think that's just maybe some copium to try to like put Ob in the deck to some extent. Like there's better sideboard cards to play against Burn. Can we kind of Dauthi for Needle and Jace? I mean, not every Murktide list plays Jace, and you have other answers for Jace. Where am I in Hidden? I think Hidden Sugu consumes all as a card that in Rakdos makes sure bad matchups or your good matchups better, but not marginally better because they're good against like Hammer Time and like that's like the affinity decks that you're already kind of good against. And I think that it does not do much for you in your bad matchups. And it also, of course, has tension with Kroxa, and Kroxa is really good. HCI is great against Shadow, bad matchup. That's fair. It's a fair point. Yeah, I don't think it's unplayable. I just, don't think it's always right to choose to play it either. I think the best sideboard card for burn is still going to be Collective Brutality. Like for Ob Nixilis, you need to have a creature to sacrifice, which is not easy to have against burn, and you also kind of need them to not have like they can have, I think, some removal that lines up well against it. Obviously love that they bricked here. I think we just take the Ragavan, then Hearse them. If they want, again, they can't quite Murktide me, right? They can if they consider into land, I guess, but I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I think they need to cast the Murktide now because we've got the Hearse in play. Obviously, 4/4 Murktide is somewhat scary, but we've got plenty of good top decks, and we've got the Hearse in play. Well, I guess Hearsing them is going to be kind of awkward, because maybe that grows the Murktide. We also have plenty of answers to this. Not a bad draw. Have to take the Lightning Bolt, though. Oh, I guess now they have Bolt Heat, huh? So to take Counterspell? No, let's take the Bolt, and then I can try to race with Din of the Bugbear Hearse and play around the Counterspell. I'm going to Hearse myself, too. So obviously if that mystery card is a burn spell, it's kind of bad for me. And it's still Counterspell mystery card. So I am, again, just barely winning this race. Because I can crew the Hearse next turn with the Din if I want to. Attack for 6 twice. I don't know about Spell Snare. Spell Snare is fine, probably a little underplayed. Channeling is pretty good, though. I think they kind of have to counter this. Because I've been playing around the counterspell so hard. If they let it resolve, it's pretty bad, though. Perfect. So we get to Tourach their last card. Attack for 7. They probably chump block, and I think I've got lethal, exactly lethal next turn. What did they do with the... Oh, they put Ledger Shard on the yard, so they can still break next turn. Good game, really good game. Tourach Burr. More like BBBR. No blocks, wow. They're still dead, I think. Yeah, they're dead to my... I crew with the Tourach Fire Nook Den, that's exactly 5. So if they drew a land for turn, or a counterspell, or a Murktide, we win. Let's go. Oh, I mean, I guess they didn't have to attack with the Murktide. Dude, Hearse is so good. Snuggles, 13 months, appreciate ya. Okay, 2-0, fast 2-0-2. Do I not like Magus the board anymore? People, you could play Magus. Magus is a bit awkward with the heavy black spells in the deck. I've almost never played it in this deck. Is Hearse main deckable? It is. We're actually main decking it in this deck. We have one main one side here. I have two main one side of the Gen Saga, two main of the Gruul Delirium deck. The Sifi was even messing around with it in the main deck of Murktide. So this Wrenn and 6 is not so bad because they're going to play Valakut on turn 1, and then the Voidwalker is going to get their fetch land. So I think I take the Prismatic Ending. It is kind of close, though. That game was exciting. That game got my heart pumping. I really like that one. Made top 8 for people of an LGS with Esper Asmo. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I like that deck a lot. Ooh. Lily does seem pretty good here. Do you have a Hearse problem or a Graveyard problem, Modern? I don't think either thing are a problem. I think that, like, what's nice about Hearse is, like, it's just, like, a good, powerful card that gives you a lot of incidental Graveyard hate. And incidental Graveyard hate is nice against, like, you know, decks that play Wrenn and 6, and decks that play Murktide, and decks that play Drowned and Kroxa. But, like, I don't think, you know, just, like, the incidental main deckable card that is Graveyard hate is nice. I don't know if I would call it a problem. Dude, rare Ashiok matchup, too. I think I probably shouldn't be playing all these Ashioks, by the way. I was just, like... I was pretty happy with, like, my sideboard plans in other matchups, and I was thinking I wanted to respect Titan, but maybe I need to respect Burn and cut some Ashioks. I guess Push is good against Dryad Omnath. I'll cut the Bolts. Maybe we just play Terminate instead. 2 Terminate, 3 Terminate, 3 Terminate. No Kolaghan's Command. Maybe cut the Hearse for 1 Alpine Moon for... 1 Alpine... Yeah, 1 Alpine Moon seems okay. I don't think I necessarily want 2. Yeah, I forgot every Ashiok is a... every Ashiok matchup is an Ashiok matchup. Got some hate cards here. That's got on a Molda 6. Voidmere to fight against Bring to Light. I already have Ashiok for Bring to Light, so I think it's a bit much. But if I didn't have Ashiok, you could bring in 1 Voidmere. Another thing about Voidmere, too, is it's kind of easy to play around. Yeah, I got a Wrenn and 6, do they? Wow, a turn 2 Wrenn and 6 in Modern? Gross. A little late on the Urborg, I guess. Not the end of the world. I wonder if I'm supposed to target myself with the Ashiok. Digging for Kroxa. I probably am. At least the first activation. Hopefully they can't answer the Voidwalker. Looks like they have a second Wrenn and 6. Okay, this is fine. Maybe they'll yield till end of turn, and then they won't, no, they'll get Ashioked. Okay, good job. Yeah, I'm gonna minus on myself here. Let's get a Triumph opponent. Let's get a Triumph. Or Island is fine. Wait, they have a Spell Pierce? No way. Okay. Veil of Summer, but I'm just gonna target myself. Yeah, this doesn't do anything. Just cycles. Miss on the Kroxa, but they can't get a land back with Wrenn. They do get to cycle the Veil, I guess. If you mill them, you can cast one of the things with Void Course in play. Yeah, I mean, I think that the Veil of Summer, like, is definitely what they have when they shock in the breeding pool, though. So I can minus on myself again because I lose my Ashiok to Bolt no matter what because they can minus with the Wrenn and 6. Yeah, I guess we boil and then we minus Ashiok to stop them from being able to return the lands with their Wrenn. Still no Kroxa. Pings the Ashiok. Oh, there's my Kroxa. Yeah, I guess when we this turn we just go kick Kroxa, then play Escape Kroxa, or kick Tourach, play Escape Kroxa next turn. Hopefully no second Veil, no second Veil. Get to trigger this twice, be game. This deck kind of reeks of... Ooh, okay. Take the Kroxa now. Dude, Valky's really good against Kroxa. Oh, no. Oh, no, they could just flip this. Huh. Huh. So I'm gonna lose the Rin and 6 next turn, so I think it makes sense to go digging for another Kroxa. Obviously brick. Although I guess this like gives them the ability to get back the fetch land. Okay, so I can channel Takenuma. I guess I probably should attack the Rin and 6. Channel Takenuma end of turn. Maybe get Ashiok back. Yeah, I mean, this deck I think has a problem trying to build a modern deck in Pioneer. But like, I really dislike that Deadly Dispute is basically unplayable unless you already have a Mentor Pyromancer going. I dislike that a lot. The deck seems pretty slow, and also like being in a Mentor Pyromancer I think is not great in this metagame environment either, where there's just so many shock effects in the format. Okay, so I don't know what I'm getting back with Takenuma. I do think I'm just going to discard the Thoughtseize to this, take 6. Dude, that Valky was so good. Deadly Spirit Kroxa in the sec. You can do that. It's just so, it feels so narrow though, and like just not a good plan to be in on. Like being in on Pyromancer Mentor in Pioneer right now is like just not very good against mono green, not very good against the Ezza decks, which is the whole metagame. Yeah, I think if Village Rites is a card that would help a lot, absolutely. Okay, should be bailed out here. Yeah, Village Rites is definitely a card that would help a lot. But for the most part, I don't think that this archetype is going to have legs for these reasons. And next deck for Collective Subconsciousness. I do like the card Vanishing Verse. I would prefer to see you play not 8 1-mana removal spells though, and Vanishing Verse. I think that's a bit much. You can play 6 plus 3 verses. That would be fine. 3 Wandering Emperor is probably 1 too many copies of Wandering Emperor. The deck I would recommend maybe playing Painful Truths in this deck for some card advantage. Go with the Mentor Pyromancer. I don't think Aloth is very good, but I can't remember exactly what this card does. Yeah, it just looks like maybe random grindy matchup TM card. Okay, 3-0, 3-0, 3-0-6-0. We can keep the Sam. So that's my take on this archetype. If you're going to play Court of Calling, you're going to need a bit more cheap support, creature support for it. I don't know if you can fit it in. Probably have to play like 4th Keenan at least. I don't know how you would make room, but I think you probably need like 4 more creatures. It's a cool idea though. It's obviously synergistic with Paradox Engine. Love this card. Should play Wall of Roots rather than Sylvan. That was a Pioneer deck. See a Giganta over here. Oh, Kihira. Okay, sorry, I missed the Kihira. I guess I maybe wouldn't have played the Blood Crypt on turn 1. Although Blue-White X Control is this deck's best matchup, so hard to be too upset, I guess. I think I will cast the Kroxa here. I've got a couple good cards to discard. Yeah, Blue-White Control is always Red-Black's best matchup in my experience. Just all these main deck Tourachs are nuts. Hey Evan, how's it going? I missed the redeem where we got Spike to look at our deck and tell us it was cool and we're cool. That deck is cool. You are cool. But I don't know. It can be helpful to... I always like to be honest, you know. Recommend honesty. Why don't we go play Seasoned Pyromancer this turn? Just jam it. Cool. Delta's probably the wrong... I mean, I think that every land in their deck is an island if they have Delta. Probably has Wandering Emperor. I'm feeling I can sense the Wandering Emperor here. Yeah, the heat has been really bad here lately. Thankfully, we got our AC fixed. Our AC was broken like 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's very expensive to fix, but it's 100 degrees like every day this week, so glad it's fixed. I don't really care about this counterspell. Spurk, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate you. Hoping that my opponent misses their land drop too, that they have to verdict. So maybe good to Seasoned Pyromancer to force the verdict too. I think I'll just pass. See what happens. If they do pass with Solitude mana up, it's kind of weird. Like, do I hold Kolaghan's Command? I probably have to wait and kill the Solitude with it. Yeah, but thankfully they just verdict, and then we get to go return Spyro, make you discard. Or maybe it's better to escape the Kroxa. No, they've got those Solitudes. We'll play it with slower. Heard so many people buy a house. The first thing goes AC. Yeah, we knew that it was going to go. The AC was really old. But we were really hoping. Oh, sorry. I thought they had another counterspell in the hand. That's a big mistake to play that. We knew the AC was really old. We were really hoping to like make it through like a summer though, because obviously spent a lot of money on the house. Okay, not gonna cast the Inquisition this time. Don't have triple black either. It's kind of surprising at this point in the game. And it's Verdict, Solitude, Mystery card. Is AC especially expensive to repair? We had to replace the... Oh, sorry, was it the fairy? We had to replace the whole system, so it was very expensive, yeah. Oh boy. I think I am gonna cast the Inquisition. It's not getting much better than this. Oh my gosh, bonehead. I mistapped on my Graven Cairns. It's okay. Bonehead, but we can Kroxa them still. And this is definitely a matchup where you're so favored that you can punt and just get bailed out by the good matchup. More verdicts. Okay. I got no cards in their hand. I've got Kroxa, Double Spyro, Den of the Bugbear, Tourach. I guess they've got the Kahira though. Can you explain my Kroxa instead of Tourach? Yeah, I don't know if you missed me hitting my head and saying stupid streamer, but it was a mistake. I should have Tourach there. Okay, that's 3 verdicts. Yeah, I think I like channeling Takenuma, playing Spyro this turn, get a lot of card advantage, and then that's fuel for the Kroxa next turn without losing the Spyros. Yeah, this has not been an Evan friendly game so far. That's 4 verdicts? Am I miscounting? 1? I see only 3 in the yard. Nice Jace Divine Sculptor. Well, saw the line of animating Den of the Bugbear. Okay, 3-0 up a game and our best matchup. Definitely feels like a good place to be. Gonna bring in the Boil and the 4th copy of Tourach. Also, I think bringing in the Pithing Needle, cutting the 2 Terminates, the second push, and then we have the choice. I think we just have to play second Hearse over the push because we don't want to play push. I don't like Ashiok very much against them. Mike, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate you. Welcome back. What does blue white beat at this point? Maybe the mirror match. I mean, blue white's good. Blue white's good against Murktide. Blue white's like really good against Murktide. Can keep this. Blue white's also good against living in too, right? Yeah, blue white's good against living in a way that 4-color isn't. Blue white's, I actually quietly think blue white's like good against Tron too. 4-color isn't. White Boyle, the matchup's good already. I mean, Boyle's more for 4-color. I know it's a bit overkill here, huh? Cat, I think it was 7 months. Hope you have a good day. Appreciate ya. I think with the Tourach in hand, you just don't want to pressure the counter spells. Do need to draw another black source though. Retain priority, 23 months. Thank you as well. Long time. So this is a new card in hand. It's good to know about. So if I played the Shinka, I can't Tourach next turn unless I draw a filter land, but I do have filter lands in the deck, and I think I do just want to trade Seasoned Pyromancer for counterspell here. 4 outs to Tourach next turn. Be fine. Yeah, I agree. I agree that blue white's good against Tron. Kind of like, I think that Tron has been beating blue white for so many years now that that's maybe not something people like really realize. But yeah, blue white's good against Tron. It's like, I think it's pretty good against most of the linear decks. Okay, Deluge is nice. It is good for me. I get to Hearse the Deluge though. Okay, I'll take the Wandering Emperor. Could have tapped a little different. It is Hallowed Fountain, Solitude, Verdict, Mystery card. Holding up the Solitude here. I think we just pass. Yeah, I'm just representing not having Bolt, huh? They something another Deluge? Charm? Looks like Charm, yeah. I'm gonna tap the Hearse now, so if they have Snapcaster, they can't snap the Charm in response to me Hearsing them. Okay, so Verdict, Solitude, 2 mystery cards. Scary to Fairy. Oh, right, they have Kihira, no Snapcaster. That's right, that's right. Just so used to them having Snapcaster now. Okay, Black Source into no counterspell would be really nice. Okay, there's step 1. And then it's hard for them to Solitude me after... They have to keep Solitude white card in hand after the Tourach hits them. Discard Solitude. Rook at the count have duels or trap or necessary deck plays Ice Fang for a 60 card deck. I think in some 60 card like Bant Control Ice Fang decks, you do want to play one Snow Dual land, but never more than one probably. Oh, they're racing. Racing is going to be kind of hard to do when I've got the Seasoned Pyromancer in the yard. I can also next turn go Seasoned Pyromancer. Oh, that's an interesting draw. I kind of have to Spyro this turn, though, right? Yeah. Yeah, I did have the second Hearse because I didn't want to play 2 pushes. Obviously, like, not a big deal, but it's like... Just don't really want to push that much. I think if they halt, they're just dead, right? I guess they don't know about my Kroxa. Maybe I'm miscounting, but I can crew the Hearse with the Kroxa. And then the Kroxa grows the Tourach. I attack 4, 5, 6. 6, 5, yeah, exactly lethal. Okay, now got a little bit of extra value here. So if I miscounted by 1, we've got lethal now. Oh, no, wait, I can't escape the Kroxa. Never mind. Now I had to have counted correctly or have something I can Inquisition. Oh, yeah, they can have Solitude. If they Solitude, I'm not dead on the backswing because I gain enough life. Okay, we are 4-0-8-0 this league. Rakdos just still Krakdos. I think last time we played this like 75, we trophied with it, had a really good day. I will say we've been playing black-based mid-range decks all day. We've dodged Omnath the entire time. It is a bad matchup, but we are also 12-2 on the day with 8-2 with Jund Saga, 4-0 with Rakdos. Okay, won the die roll, and my opponent's playing 60 cards, baby. Let's go. The only thing this Rakdos deck is missing is a free Gigantha. Has everyone ever just watched for a million channel points? I don't know. My friend Dalton, for the longest time, was like saying he was never gonna predict, and that he was just gonna get to 1 million channel points without doing any predictions. But that stopped being the case, and he is now, I think, very broke. But I think he got up to like 600,000 with no predictions, which is commendable for sure. Broke 1 million this week. Hell yeah! Was that what? Did you get mod this week? I think so. Go save the Mire for Revolt. So game 1 is kind of dicey against Rhinos, but sideboard you have a lot of hate. And Voidwalker can be good against them game 1, or they're going to Fire Ice it, I think. 300k with that prediction's awesome, awesome. It's just so hard to resist the predictions. Would running Dauthi and Hearse on the side be redundant in Jund? Voidwalker is kind of hard to cast in Jund. It is castable, but especially if you're playing Saga at red and 6, it just kind of stretches your mana a lot. Whoa, they're icing instead of firing. Okay, it's kind of surprising. I guess no Spyro for me this turn. Not a bad draw though. Bone Crusher Giant, Fire Ice, Force of Negation, Brazen Borrower. I think I just take the Borrower. And then I can also now I just don't attack with the Voidwalker, and if they're gonna kill it, I get to use it for some value. No, I don't think I want to take a Force here. How did Jen go? Going pretty well. We were 8-2 on the day. Now we're 4-0 with Rakdos. If someone got to 1 billion channel points, I'd let them run the stream for the day. I would, on the condition that they touch some freaking grass first, but yeah, I guess. So I seen the Voidwalker, and I think I just cast a Brazen Borrower now. And they don't get to draw the card. So nice little 2-for-1 here. So hopefully they don't top deck Cascade Spell this turn. Famous last words. So spins or Rhinos. Okay, cool. They have their Stomp up this turn though. Let's see what we draw. Kroxa. Pretty good draw. Yeah, if they cascade into footballs, you can cast it off the Voidwalker. So Voidwalker, despite being fragile to the shocks, does have a lot of game in this matchup. Another Fire Ice. Okay, well, I guess I didn't play around Mystery Card being another Fire Ice. That's fine though. Their hand is currently Bone Crusher Giant, Force of Negation, Force of Negation. Can't imagine that we don't see a Force of Negation into the graveyard here. Yeah, Fire Ice is so good. Takes down to 3 counters. Force, Bone Crusher, Wooded Foothills. Opponent has the option to hardcast Bone Crusher Giant, which is, I think, probably the best play. So our best draw is probably Lightning Bolt here. I like playing a lot of decks. I can't find one that I want to keep playing. Any recommendations? I mean, my recommendation, if that's the case, is to just play a lot of decks. There's nothing wrong with not being someone that just has one deck. I'm that too. I also like to play a lot of different decks. And while there's some decks I like more than others, I wouldn't fight it. I'm gonna upkeep fetch my Mire because I want to thin, but I also want to maybe be able to leave my second push as a live draw. Okay, they drew a spell. Probably a Cascade spell. Yikes. It's pretty bad. So I have 2 cards in the yard for the Kroxa. Ooh. The first strike on the Shinka makes things kind of interesting. My opponent's going to have to gang block a little bit. They also may be like... Shinka may be a little sneaky here. They may not realize it's in play. Yeah. Nasty. Can't channel the Sokenzan yet, but it's okay. Rhino's still one more turn away. Seasoned Pyromancer card. I mean, how would people want to play freaking Fable of the Mirror Breaker over Seasoned Pyromancer 2? And they just concede. Well, dude, we're one game away from the fabled 5-0 Tinno. It's kind of rare to get one of those. Fareed, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate ya. But we just one game away from 5-0 Tinno. I think Spell Pierce is good, Vector, by the way. So I usually like to leave in Lightning Bolt against them. You would think that you'd want to leave in Push, but you just have so many answers to Rhinos post board, and this kills Fury, this kills Brazen Borrower, Bone Crusher always. Then we cut the command. Hearse might actually be kind of good, though. Hearse might actually be okay. Just as like a giant card. Could be kind of slow. I think 3 Tourachs is a fine number. I usually like 3 Bolt, 2 Terminate against Rhinos. Don't really want Needle. Don't want 4th Tourach. I like 3. Don't think I could. It's either like I guess 1 Liliana or 1 Hearse. I think let's just try out the Hearse. All right. No Boil. You can bring in Boil against Rhinos. I haven't messed around with it too much, to be honest. We were 8-2 with the Jund deck, so just good day for black base mid range decks today. Got my heart bumping a little bit. Hearse dies to their force, so they have that. That's true, yeah. Why is Terminate better than Push? It kills everything. Like, specifically, Push misses Hardcast Fury, and I've played a lot of this matchup, and I've lost a ton of games because I boarded in all of these efficient hate spells, and I just like can't answer Hardcast Fury. Okay, I'm regretting not bringing in the Boil. If we draw the Hearse, we'll look at it and be ashamed it's not a Boil. I think I play the Voidwalker this turn. Besage me, I guess. Cool. Endurance. Yeah, Terminate also kills Endurance. I mean, Push can too, of course, but you don't always have the Revolt. What does the red-black rock archetype aim to do? It's a mid-range deck. It's trying to, but the rock is like a specific type of mid-range deck that tries to buy time with efficient 1-mana discard spells or discard effects and creature removal, backed up by powerful, cheap, efficient threats. Is the general way I like to think of rock decks. And because you're mid-range, you have some draws that can play more aggressive. You have some draws that can play more defensive, but you do have a nice amount of flexibility in how you can play your games. Yeah, let's Dashing Ragavan plays best around second endurance here. Also, hitting them with a Dash Ragavan maybe would let me EE on 3. Also have some hits I can cast, not too many though. Yeah, that doesn't help too much, just pass back. Not with the Void Mirror out there. I think I'm gonna upkeep Terminate the Endurance. Play around Force of Negation a little bit. If they want to tap the 3 mana, that's fine. Although I guess I could have instepped it, because then they couldn't pitch it because of the Void Mirror. What do Rhinos usually have for Void Mirror EE? A combination of Beseiju, Force of Vigor, Odawara, Prismari Command, a bunch of different cards. Yeah, 4 cards in their hand. Another Endurance would be pretty bad. They didn't have one last turn though, so I think it's somewhat unlikely they have one here. Obviously, you get to draw a new card every turn. Okay, that's fine. 3 cards in their hand. Cast the Kroxa. Still 3 cards in the graveyard too. I can engineer explosives into my own Void Mirror if I really want to escape Kroxa. I got some time. Wait, is target player in the chat? Yeah, target player. What do you think of my definition of rock? Because I know a lot of people. This is my definition of rock, and a lot of people say rock is only green-black. But do I have your approval to describe rock as black-based mid-range deck, cheap discard spells, removal spells, and cheap threats? Or no? Are you a green-black purist? Green-black X-purist? And there's the Fury. Tintin, awesome, awesome. Rock Originator approved. Just trying to think if I want to play EE on 3 or not. I can do that. I think it's better to chump block the Fury with Den of the Bugbear to get a card in the yard for Kroxa. And then I can again just play Chalice on 0 if I want. Do you actually have a Dead Gone exiled with the Voidwalker? Not that that's super relevant, but it's... Oh, sorry. Void Mirror turns off my Voidwalker sack, though. Attacking with Din, technically deals in 1, chump the same. Would that be okay? Yeah, I guess attacking is better, huh? Although I guess attack. No, this like saves me 6 life, right? I think the 6 life is actually more relevant than the 1/1 goblin. Yeah, I should have considered it a little bit more though. How is Sword in the Mirthless in Modern? I mean, it's just like another like random whatever 4 mana Planeswalker that's super replaceable in my opinion. There's a lot of like goofy 4 mana Planeswalkers in the format, and they're usually not all that good. So really hoping for no endurance. I think we maybe are getting our wish. I think the Shinka is kind of nice too with the Kroxa. Not that we can use that this turn. You can jump with the 1/1. The 1/1 is we could jump with it down the line, yeah, but not the first turn. They have Subtlety. Oh no, Subtlety is just like kind of game over. Well, the 5/0 Tenno Dream is maybe dead. I have some series of draws. I think they like all involve like Seasoned Pyromancer and just stuff, but yeah, it's hard to imagine like wanting to play Sword in the Mirthless over like any number of Tourach in a black-based mid-range deck. All right, I yield. I guess I could Voidwalker the Rhinos, whatever. Just super dead. I think I will cut the Hearse. I forgot that all the artifact enchantment hate is kind of tough, and they did bring in Subtlety, so maybe another Terminate to deal with that's nice. Maybe maybe 1 Liliana on the play. I think that's fine. Let's do that. Okay, nervous. I want the trophy. in Pioneer. Sorin is like fringe playable in Pioneer, but I don't know. It's also like a card that I have a hard time getting like really excited for, because like, you know, there are dozens and dozens of 4-mana planeswalkers that, you know, plus for some form of card advantage, minus for some kind of board impact, and have a powerful ultimate. Like, that formula has been done over and over and over again, and it's just like so hard for me to like really care that much about it. They are somewhat playable, you know, these Chandra, Torch of Defiance, you know, Vraska, Golgari Queen type cards. Not that much in Pioneer. I mean, they're playable in Pioneer. There's a lot of those effects in Pioneer. This formula has just been done so many times. Most of them are 5+ mana. I mean, there's plenty of 4-mana ones too. Right? Surely. I am preferring the main deck Voidwalker to main deck DRC build at the moment, although it's always, you know, it's a bit of a conversation. Alright, so hopefully they cast Shardless Agent here, and I can go EE on 0, and then I can Voidwalker, cast Rhinos. Awesome, perfect. Perfect. Obviously, you can have some 0-mana spells here, but... Good turn for me. They can have another Cascade spell, but then, you know, they would just kind of catch up on Rhinos rather than pull ahead. Why does Bonecrusher go to Adventure of Bolt to be exiled to Voidwalker? So when a card would go to exile from 2 different effects, the owner of the card gets to choose where it would go, and the owner would always choose on an adventure over choosing to have it be exiled to Void counter. So Magic Online does it for it, but I think you technically have a choice on which way it can get exiled. It's a good draw. Because these have trample, I can attack first. My opponent may end up going like double block Shardless Agent on a Rhino, and I can, you know, blow that out with the Terminate, then cast Seasoned Pyromancer. No blocks, however. So to avoid discarding 2 cards, I'll Terminate a Rhino right now. Then cast Seasoned Pyromancer. It's a 10 life. We're a little ahead on board. Ahead on mana. Behind on cards. Ahead on life. Opponent definitely has Subtlety, or it seems very likely to have Subtlety. It would be totally fine for me if they Subtlety the Seasoned Pyromancer. I would be very happy with that exchange. But we can, I think with that pause, we're probably supposed to play around Subtlety. Like, maybe we won't kick the Tourach. It could also be the case that they're bluffing. People don't bluff enough in Magic. Okay, it's an amazing draw, actually. So if they have the Subtlety, they're really likely to Subtlety this, and then I can try to kick Tourach. Okay, so maybe just no subtleties. I want to do this pre-combat because if they have Violent Outburst, I'm going to want to think about my attacks, so the better Violent Outburst or Endurance. Okay, they did have the Subtlety. And now the question is, do we keep this Tourach on the top or do we bottom it? It's pretty close. It's pretty close. I think I'll top. And then I think I'm going to attack with just the Rhino tokens. Although, am I dead on the backswing? Maybe I'm dead on the backswing if they have Violent Outburst. Because they just take 8 and then they have 12. Yeah, then if another Violent Outburst kills me. Maybe I'm not beating double Violent Outburst anyways, but... I think I am actually, because I can trade 2 Rhinos and then I can block here and then I can cast Crashing Footfalls like this. Okay, just a Brazen Borrower is fine also. And then I've got Subtlety currently exiled with a Void counter. So if they have another Subtlety for my Tourach, I can Subtlety their Subtlety. Gonna double block the Rhino token, I think, so I don't like take 4 against a bounce spell. I'd be okay if they had a bounce spell. Okay. Although if they pitch Subtlety, they go down to 1 card in hand, which is I only get to discard 1 with the Tourach. Probably still fine. Another Violent Outburst would be so gross, although I would get to cast Crashing Footfalls at least. Yeah, it's been a pretty good day of Modern so far, Mingu. Okay, so I mean, if their hand is Subtlety, blue card, Violent Outburst, good beats. I haven't cast a Subtlety in so long. I haven't cast a Subtlety in... I can't remember the last time. They didn't cast the Bone Crusher Giant though, so they must have some 3-drop here. I still think I need to Subtlety the Subtlety. Petty Theft, okay. So the dust has settled somewhat, and I think we're doing okay. They have these creatures on adventure. I'm very ahead on mana. I've got the Den of the Bugbears. A little ahead on life. Howdy Squid, thank you for letting me know. Always appreciate notification of a username change. I think I'll take this trade here, because they can trade Subtlety for Borrower by flashing it and blocking. So if that's a trade they want to make, they're going to get to make it. Kroxa is probably our best top deck. Three mana to channel this. I guess it's probably correct to just go Fear, trade Tourach for a Shredless Agent, channel this into turn though. Definitely not the best turn, but I think this is better than firing with the Den. Especially because my opponent's like somewhat likely to want to attack with the Bone Crusher Giant, and we can maybe get a double block going. And then fire back with the Den. Love that they drew a land for turn. They still have the Brazen Borrower though. Not gonna attack into my channel land. Big draw step. Brick. I think I send in with everybody, right? Like, I don't care if they eat 2 tokens. If I send in with everybody, I guess they can go Shardless Agent here, this here, they take 3. And I have another Den for next turn. I think this is fine. And obviously I need to race this to some extent. I need to race like them drawing a Cascade spell. Oblivion, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you. So I can cast their Bone Crusher Giant, their Brazen Borrower. I bricked on my Draw Step. They've been bricking on their Draw Steps too. Tense game. They do have a lot of bricks. They have a lot of hits too. But they could draw Crashing Footfalls, land, counterspell. They drew another land. It's probably not correct for them to like just be playing the lands like this, but they are. And then I can put them to 1 with my Den of the Bugbear. I can draw Lightning Bolt and kill them. I can draw... I don't have push in my deck. Bit of a brick. Definitely just going to send in, get to kill the Bone Crusher Giant, put them to 1, 4 1/1s in play. Changed my name from Bill Buttlicker. Thank you, Oblivion. Thank you for the resub. Fury only. Don't you dare summon Fury to my opponent's hand, chat. Don't you dare summon Fury, okay? Hey, Tashi. Oh yeah, they can't cast Fury. Thank you. Okay, you can summon Fury to their hand now. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Yeah, I think they have no outs. Ice a token main phase. And drawing dead. Could have like random 3-mana sweeper, I guess. Yeah, this is puny amount of power. For 3 mana, 10 power? You got nothing on my Goblin and Spirit tokens. Yeah, awesome match. 13 and 2 on the day with black-based mid-range decks. 8 and 2 with Gen Saga. 5-0 with Rakdos. Fortunately, no 5-0, 10-0. Came a little short. Just a little short. Okay. Good day, huh? It's not over. It is over. They can't block with the Borrower. It's over. Although I guess I could click through my combat step. Would not be the most embarrassing mistake I've ever made, but it's over. Feeling good. Gonna have some very rich believers too. Opened a Mind's Desire, Leyline, Fancy Mana Tithe. Ooh, best card in the whole format, Giganta. Giganta is just like, the more I play with the card, the more it's just like freaking broken. Okay, GG's.